Welcome to another episode of my Motortown playthrough. Today we are going to try out the new Kerry trailer. I decided to just park it right next to the Asset Pack trailer, which is just permanently stuck here at the harbor. Just wanted to have a little side by side with that, and I mean, yeah, it's a night and day difference between the level of detail on the one that we've gotten here and the one that's just decoration around here. I mean, this is looking kinda neat. It also seems a bit longer, at least a tiny bit, but I mean, there really is no competition here. So let's get in here and check out what we can do with this trailer. And I think I mentioned it in the update overview, but if you really want to make money with this, go to Dessa Harbor. I'm not doing that because lately I've been just autopiloting if I went to that place. Going across Lijo Island, starting at the harbor, is definitely a bit more interesting to me because for me it's more about actually using the unique mechanics of the trailer instead of just driving a semi-truck again. So this is a bit more right down my alley, so up my alley, whatever. Some direction on my alley. Up, down, sideways, multi-track drifting, who knows. Let's get the show on the road by just lowering the top deck and also the ramp. Just to get everything ready for its actual job over here. We'll see if we can find good vehicles that work well with the ramp, but there are quite a few that might get slight damage. I'm also just going to get rid of these two in the back here because those are way oversized. I expect most of the vehicles here to go to the Gangyang dealership and we can try out starting with the Townie. I love the new interface. I still have to get used to it and not just go onto the map. Okay, we got two winners over here. So let's put them on there. The Tuscan would be a good third option. We'll see about that in a moment. But yeah, let's just slowly put it up there. Just like that. Very close to the edge. I don't think we are going to go for 4 cars here. If we have a lot of small cars, we can actually do that, but regularly you only get 3 on every deck. And since the townies are quite high, I'm going to put them on the top, of course. Police car might be another option if we get a good location for it. But yeah, here we go. Second one on there. I'm just going to strap it all down. The straps, of course, work with the movement of the top deck. That's been made sure. That's maybe been a slight issue when the first version of the trailer came out, but it's very improved ever since. Okay, that one goes over there. I don't think I want to do that. This one, once again, same dealership. Could also put it on the bottom deck. Let's see what this one does. I think that goes just to the taxi stand, so that might be the last one to load on. Another small car. I think we'll put this on the back of the top deck, then raise that and see what else is in store. I mean, those aren't too large. Maybe I can get 4 of those on there. Let's see. Yeah, this is no problem at all. Easy fit. Didn't even need to go too close with the other two. But yeah, that's now on there. So let's get the deck up. And let's see about these ones. So this would be the first to go on because of course it goes into that dealership. Oh, another small car. That's bingo. That's gonna be really good here. I don't want this little ledge in the front to damage the car, but maybe this can actually help me get the most out of it. The 2CV is next, unless we get another small car. I might actually get all of them out of their position. Which one is shorter? I don't think they do much. But yeah, this is now very tempting to go for a 7th vehicle. So let's see how much we can pack in here. Ooh, that's close. That's maybe a bit too close for comfort. Just back off a little bit. And that is all down and ready. I mean, this thing has to be shorter than the others. 3 taxis now, yeah, that's... Okay, it's a tiny bit, but... You know what, I kind of want to get those taxis all in one position. I think we are all going into the same location, so... Let's just get them out of here and park them up right here. So that we can maybe get a few more spawns in there. That's another tiny car. Love to see it for the bottom deck. I think we are all going to go somewhere in Gangyang. No surprises over here. And this one as well, so... Oh, Aston, that's also a nice one. I'm gonna try and stay out of the spawning area of additional cars so that they don't end up spawning right in front of me or something. Precision work. I hope the hitboxes are accurate, but I mean they shouldn't really extend beyond the frontmost part of the vehicle. Okay. I mean this has to be shorter than the SM, right? I mean, not by much, but every little bit counts. This is not great. That was definitely a bit too aggressive. Oh, I didn't know that the car can actually push through the brakes. That's slightly concerning and good to know. Yeah, I might have to keep it like this. I mean, we've seen that something there doesn't have the full collision, it seems, so that's alright. Let's just raise this up a little bit and let's go. I think it might be the 2CV, which is a bit too large for this little trick. But hey, we got them on there, nothing got any damage, so we are good to go. Just have to remember that the first drop-off is going to be at this point. And yeah, suggestions have been made about having multiple points for the drop-offs displayed and not just the one from the first vehicle loaded, but that didn't come here. I mean, I'm glad that they revised how vehicle spawning works for the deliveries, because that would have been annoying if we could never fill up the trailer. But yeah, some of the other stuff, some of the details that should really be worked out. But as it is, it works. You're just gonna keep an eye on stuff. But as it is, I don't have any of the taxis loaded, so it's really just that one location. Careful. Maybe the smaller cars would have been a bit better on the top deck, where we don't have to deal with the ramp and everything. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference here. Don't you dare, don't you ram me. I'm gonna fire you, no matter if I stole the right of way from you. I'm the boss here. You're the NPC. And therefore I should be careful because I know none of them can drive. Okay, we're just gonna take the highway across the island and then go into downtown Gyeongyang. Nothing too crazy, we know the route, we've taken that a lot of times here. So we should be good. Looking at the different depots that I have there that are all slowly running out of stuff. So let me just get into autopilot. By the way, there's a refresh all button now, which is nice for the vehicles. I don't think it applies to depots as well. No, we have to actually go through here manually. But yeah, by now I got quite a few depots built up, and while not everything is working as I would hope it would, it's just overall going pretty well. The one thing that's giving me a bit of a headache is actually Ara, because we still don't have any properties in Ara, and the only one somewhat close by is the Oasis plot right here. And for any bus to go out of this area, go past the Oasis, and then do a turnaround, come back here. Basically, by the time I do it, or by the time my bus does it, the entire town bonus over here dies. So I might actually have to disable the whole depot there, because at that point, it's just very unreliable. Wait a second, didn't I set up my drive mode thingy here? Oh no, this one doesn't have the auto shift on. I set this up for quite a few vehicles, so I don't know. Oh no, that's more like 225, not 255. My bad, let's do that again. This is so that the auto shift doesn't constantly overheat. 225 is a really good one for all the heavy duty engines, and I think also the medium duty. So if you just want to keep things running, I recommend this one. Let me just take over again, and then we'll just watch the autopilot upshift after the turn. Okay, here we go. Yeah, just how I wanted, right on that marker there. So a bit closer to the red than the green, but in the end this is all good, nothing to worry about. Sorry. I don't know what it is with my headset, but it doesn't always reliably completely mute. I should really buy a new one at some point, but I'm happy with the sound quality, and not entirely sure if a new one would be better in that regard. I mean, this thing is old, but Still, it kinda works. It's definitely showing its age though, and it's not really amazing, not too comfortable, not really working too reliable. I mean, it has a switch for the inputs on its mute button, and that thing constantly only gives me the sound on one ear or something. I have to fiddle with it quite a lot in order to get everything to work reliably, and that's been the case for years now, but I don't know. My worst nightmare is that if I buy another headset, one of two things could happen. I mean, three things. First one would be the idea that it's actually just how it is right now, and everything works without problem. But what could also happen is that maybe the whole thing, I don't know, maybe the sound is worse. And another thing that could happen is that it picks up way more noise from outside and everything. I'm not really in a quiet space here. 13K for this quick delivery. So yeah, that could also be an issue. And I don't really want to have to set up a full sound booth or something like that. I'm glad that it just works with how things are right now. Okay, let's try and reverse back out of here and then go back onto the road. And everything else should be dropped off at the other location. Apart from the long drive over here, I actually kinda enjoy the desert deliveries a bit more. Especially if you bring stuff to multiple places, just having to manage that a little bit. It's kind of fun, allows you to play a bit more with the actual trailer. Which is why we are all here right now. And yeah, there still seems to be a bit of an issue with the level streaming. Because that's just not really working how it should. And giving us quite a bit of lag here. It's not even going back up to 60 FPS, which is a bit concerning. Might be a bit too warm today, I don't know. Maybe I'll just make this a bit of a shorter episode and not go back to the harbor and get another load here. We'll do this delivery, we'll drop off everything, and then we might just call it a day for today. So let's tilt this one down again. And then get all the cars out. Here we are. Okay, so on steady, well, with these vehicles, there shouldn't really be much of a problem. I had some issues with the Panther and the Xino over here. Also, and that car isn't right here, the Cora. Also a bit more problematic, but if you look at the Defi over here, that thing has ground clearance for days. Nothing's going to bother that one. But here we are, last one off the lower deck. I didn't want to do that, but sure. I was definitely standing in the wrong location there for just getting into the car. Okay, try to be good here. And there we go. I'm just going to drive it a bit further so that we are out of the way for the next set of cars. I should also make sure that I go for the right controls and not just tilt the entire trailer by lifting it up with the rear ramp. Bringing that down again, and let's just get all the tires from this side. And then from the other. Fun fact, with Dasa at least, since we have a new police station in Guangjin now, there is a small chance that a Muhan going to that location can spawn. Sadly, that's not a good moneymaker, because in the end, well, it goes by straight line distance for the payment and doesn't really take into account the roads. So I should still be having one at Dasa ready to go into that direction, but I'll likely wait until I either really want to do that job or maybe the payment gets increased. A bit of a sloppy unload. Can I roll forward into the goal? Likely not. Let's just turn on the engine. So these also don't make the most money on their own, but in the end you are delivering quite a few of them, and once you get started you are really dropping off one after the other. I should have moved that one out of the way. Yeah, I'm gonna just have to wait here. Ah, wasn't even all that long. But yeah, if you do that from Dasa, you get like, I don't know, 13 to 15k or something for a single delivery over here, and times 6 as you could expect. That's a lot. And the 13 to 15k that's base price, it of course gets a bit more once you deliver the stuff without any damage taken. So that's a real good amount of money. But yeah, let's despawn the truck and trailer, and then just for the end of the video have a quick look at the Wrecker shop, if anything changed about the light seller there. If they rearrange the shelves completely, or how that works now, since we see some of it being done for the different tuning shops. I really feel like I'm overheating and should really be ending the video soon. So here we go. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So we have all the spinny blinky lights over here, we have the underglow right here, and yeah, the permanent lights right there. That's pretty neat. I love that. I just want to try something. We can still likely not repaint the regular lights, I would guess. Nope. But everything else here, of course, has the full color spectrum. So that's all pretty amazing. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and see you guys next time. I still have to figure out what to do then. Again, thanks for watching, and until then, have a good one, and bye bye.